appreciate having the opportunity to get to speak to everybody, and welcome. Thanks for attending this portion of the seminar. Sometimes it can be a little bit on the dry side. We're going to go over some just information dealing with what's going on with IHS. We have our new corporate, or the new headquarters for IHS is going to be opening. Ribbon cutting is going to be in April, and we'll talk a little bit about that. See if I can share my screen here with you guys. All right, Kaylin, can y'all see the screen?
Not just yet. Hit a final OK or share. Should pop up a different icon, and then. So when you hit the share screen, it should give you a new window to choose from.
Oh, there we go. Finally. Okay.
You'll choose it and hit share. There you go. Yeah.
Good.
There it is.
Let's get the presenter's view here. Hold on. Perfect. Okay. Again, thank you for everybody for attending today. We want to take the lead here in 2024 with IHS. Some kind of the bullet points that I want to cover today. We have implemented a new, or in the process of implementing a new learning management system, as well as free CE credits for IHS members. It's a huge benefit for, especially those that are in the training process, to use the learning management system that was going to be implemented. Also talk about the IHS Capital campaign, our ribbon cutting, April 30th, 2024 at the IHS headquarters in Farmington. And then our practice management focus and advanced hearing aid professional program, AHAP. That's the new program that's replacing the ACA. There's been a lot of work put into this over the last several years. We'll kind of go over a little bit of that. So who we are. IHS, our vision and values, our mission and vision to protect and represent, promote the interest of hearing healthcare and hearing healthcare professionals. Our vision is to empower hearing healthcare professionals to deliver high quality, accessible hearing care. Our core values are service, learning, integrity, inclusion, collaboration, and engagement. IHS recognizes the clinical expertise of a hearing aid professional and provides to the clients, and the services we provide to our clients. Promoting the value of a hearing aid professionals contributes to overall health and well-being of clients. Originating and maintaining professional development and credentialing resources, and advocating at the international, federal, state, and potentially on local levels. IHS supports practice management and hearing healthcare with tools and resources to help guide and grow your business, manage care participation, and compliance plan development. IHS promotes employee retention and business growth with partner programs, marketing resources, and consumer awareness coordinated with industry partners and peer organizations. IHS recognizes that hearing healthcare is experiencing an elevation in consumer awareness and an aspect of overall health and well-being, including a relationship with cognitive health. We've all seen the research, and people are coming into our offices and asking questions about, is hearing loss associated with dementia or cognitive decline? So there's been a lot of articles in newspapers and interviews and so forth on television. So there's a lot more public awareness of such things. IHS is hosting the 2024 IHS Conference and Expo in Louisville, Kentucky for the first time ever. So save the date, September 12th through the 14th in 2024. And if you didn't catch the pronunciation, it's Louisville, not Louisville. Believe me, say Louisville, and the people that live there will definitely correct you. The Omni Hotel is the center of the city, which accesses all of downtown Louisville, that it all has to offer. If anybody hasn't been to Louisville, it's an amazing place. It's a lot of fun to go around. There's all kinds of, those that are into bourbon, that is kind of the bourbon capital there. Overall conference rating from attendees in 2023 was 4.79 out of 5 from 440 plus attendees. IHS is growing its services and capabilities, including a new building and enhanced technologies to meet the needs of all of our members. A capital campaign was launched in 2023, offering members the opportunity to donate and be part of IHS history. Naming opportunities available: a history of the Professional Legacy Museum, indoor meeting space, outdoor event space, a donor wall, and courtyard bricks. $1,000 plus donation goes on the donor wall, and then $500 for individual bricks in the courtyard. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity with this new building to have your name immortalized going forward in the history of our profession. IHS invites you to be part of this legacy moment as we renovate our new permanent headquarters by and for members. You have an opportunity to donate with name recognition. So you see the pictures of the courtyard, donor wall. All the major rooms have already pretty much been taken at this point. But we certainly have plenty of space left on the donor wall, as well as the bricks. Okay. Everybody see the video? Yeah.
Yeah, we're just not hearing it, Toby.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you cue it up on your side?
I can try, yeah, let me get mine up and see how that goes.
We always have this problem when we have our meetings as well.
The technical aspects, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is everyone hearing it?
No, it's not there.
No, we're not hearing it.
No.
Let me. Does it let me? Advanced sharing options. I guess I too have never shared a video. Oh, I think I found it. Thanks, everyone. Let's see. Did it? Did that work?
I'm not hearing it.
No. I don't know. Shoot.
Good.
For over 70 years, the International Hearing Society has championed excellence in hearing healthcare.
Since our foundation in 1951, we've seen tremendous growth evolving alongside our valued members. We're driven by our core values: service, learning, integrity, inclusion, collaboration, and engagement. As your president, I am proud to be a part of this journey, and I look forward to the promising future that lies ahead.
Our old home served us well It was a setting for numerous innovations and milestones in our journey. As our society grew and progressed, so did our needs.
As a two-time past president and member for 38 years, I have witnessed the transformation of IHS. Now we're turning a new chapter with a new building. It's bigger, it's better, and it's symbolic of the vision we share for our future. The new building isn't just a physical structure. It's a beacon of our mission, a testament to our unwavering commitment to the hearing impaired.
To manifest this vision into reality, we need the support of every member of our community. Our capital campaign project is an invitation for you to be a part of this legacy. This building will help us stay at the forefront, ensuring our position amongst our allied partners for years to come. Just as you have cared for generations of hearing aid patients, this building will serve generations of hearing care providers.
This building isn't just about us, it's about you, our dedicated members, and future generations of hearing healthcare professionals. Your contribution today isn't just a donation, it's an investment into a lasting legacy, a testament to your dedication to this profession.
Throughout its history, IHS has been a steadfast guardian of our profession, advocating for us across all states and particularly in Washington, D.C. As our society evolves, so do the challenges we face. This new headquarters represents our commitment to the future generations of hearing instrument specialists. It will equip us with the resources and facilities to adapt and thrive amidst the changes that our profession will encounter in years to come.
In January 2023, we began the design process. In April, the project team was hired. In May, the architect began their design work. In August, we began the permitting process and released the construction and furniture RFPs. In September, we moved to contractor selection, the demo begins, and the capital campaign kicks off. In October, construction begins. Construction will continue on until January 2024, when we anticipate construction will be complete and the staff will be moved in. And then in April 2024, we will celebrate the opening of this building with the ribbon cutting.
As a community, we've achieved so much. Our efforts have improved countless lives and provided high-quality hearing healthcare and pushed the boundaries of our field. Now, we have the opportunity to continue this work in a space that reflects our ambitions.
The new headquarters building will feature an on-site, state-of-the-art conference and learning center, a museum honoring the profession, a media and recording studio, outdoor event space, a courtyard featuring engraved honorarium bricks, a donor wall, and much more.
The camaraderie, the friendship, and professional relationships I've enjoyed among my fellow members are priceless. This new building is an exciting and significant step in our journey, and I'm honored to contribute to the legacy that IHS has forged over the past 72 years. I invite you all to invest in the future of our profession with a generous donation to the capital campaign.
Join us, contribute today, and let's build a brighter future for hearing healthcare together. The International Hearing Society. Together, we are building a legacy for the future.
All right.
Okay. See if we get past that there.
Yeah, I'm glad we figured that one out.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hang on a minute here. I'm having technical difficulties.
I know the feeling. It's a good video that they did up.
Oh, excellent video.
Great explanation on everything and really exciting.
Well, I get past the video. It'd be great.
Tab.
All right, try this again.
Around your,
Go to the.
or queue up your slide and then reshare it.
Yep, there we go.
And the society did donate. I don't know why it's not coming off the top of my head. Maybe it's well off of Rick's.
Sorry, yeah, actually, I was going to say that. I really appreciate it. Washington Hearing Society donated $5,000 toward the building campaign. That's a huge, huge deal. And there's been several individual contributors as well. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can. Go right ahead.
All right. But now it's in full screen and not small screen. Hang on. In other words, I can't see it because I got video in front of me. Pictures of you guys. That's fine. So there's individual members, an individual in the hearing healthcare profession that fits 1 to 4, one of our member categories. Professional. Let's go back on it. So in the all right. So as far as the capital campaign, we really appreciate all the donations that have happened. We still have an opportunity for until the end of March to purchase either bricks or be put on the donor wall, which is $1,000 donation or more. $500 for a brick is really quite affordable for pretty much everybody. And then buying one for yourself or buying one for another mentor or a colleague really be a great way just to be memorialized from forever. And you get a chance to visit the corporate headquarters, that you'll be able to see your name on that wall. Okay. So IHS membership groups, we have individual members. An individual is a person in the hearing healthcare profession that fits one of our member categories, either professional member, an associate member, an affiliate member, or a student member. An IHS member is not automatically a member of the affiliate chapter. IHS has a robust network of affiliates. This is where I got to move things around here so I can see. Network of affiliate chapters that are home to hearing dispensing professions on a state, provincial, or regional member level. Their members promote high standards of education. They advocate for the profession, and as a group of individuals, they leverage chapter benefits from IHS. Sorry, I'm having to move the video all over so I can see what I'm doing here. So IHS affiliate chapters, chapter support. IHS provides support to our chapter volunteers who administrate the business of your chapter. A good example of this is Hearing Healthcare Providers of California has been paying a great deal of money for our association to have our website managed by our management group. We're working now with IHS to completely redesign the website and to get it up to date, as well as to be able to save the association a great deal of money on the hosting fees on this. IHS exhibits and provides auction donations for annual chapter events, which we donated to this event, as well as the one coming up in August. Our marketing and communication resources published for, hosted by, or offered to affiliate chapters include a Chapter E newsletter bi-monthly, chapter leadership calls quarterly, annual chapter leadership conference, constant contact email program, and chapter website program. The annual chapter leadership conference, I got to tell you, is when I was a president of HHP, I was stunned the first one I went to as to how much I learned and was able to take home. All the different chapter leaders across the country come together for this one-day meeting. It's generally the Thursday before the conference actually fully begins. And to be able to share ideas and get just what's working in different parts of the country, and whether it's growing membership, which is a real challenge to all of our associations across the country. And people don't want to participate. People don't want to be involved. I don't know why. It's just a cultural shift that's occurred. But coming up with brainstorming ideas on how to do that is really, really, really beneficial. So we have dispensing members, which are professional members, licensed hearing aid dispensers, lifetime members, which are greater than 40 years, retired members, referred to as a clinical. Associate members are non-licensed staff who support hearing healthcare in office administration, an educator, a counselor, or an employee by the business who dispenses hearing instruments, referred to as a practice management. Non-dispensing members are student members and affiliate members, or non-licensed individual who's employed by the hearing industry, manufacturer, or a supplier. The distance learning program, now in Washington State, it's a little bit different. You have the HAS program, but those that are still trying to train professionals that are, say, at front office staff, you feel would be a good provider. The distance learning program is exceptional. I actually have 2 people that are going through the program right now. So it utilizes both a combination of the textbook as well as online resources, testing that you're doing along the way to prepare people to be able to take the ILE if that's what's what you want. Not all states use the ILE as far as their licensing credentialing, but it's still a very useful tool. My state does not do that here in California, but I'm still having my people go ahead and go through the course, take the ILE, because if they can pass that, there's not a licensing exam on the world in the planet you're not going to pass. It really prepares and does a great job of mentoring people through the process of learning this profession. Okay. It also enhances your training oversight and gain additional advantage to tracking your trainee progress, which is, for those that are managing people, it's really useful to see where they are in the process. And you have a trainer's guide that will take you through it step by step onto giving them things to do for the week, for the quarter, to be able to make sure that you're keeping on track of keeping them in line in order to be able to pass their exams. Okay, we have a new, or in the process of developing a new learning management system, LMS. It's a web-based technology to plan, implement, and access hearing aid specialist learning process. It's purpose-built for the association education and certification, providing a connected and personalized experience for learners. On-demand content through a learning hub that can be sorted by topic and continually updated to remain current and accurate. Seamless integration with IHS's current member-central relations software. Very useful tool for, again, you got somebody that is prepping to ready to take their exam. Make sure that they really brushed up on all the areas where they're specifically are weak or have needed additional training. For advocacy, ensuring your right to practice through IHS representation of hearing aid professionals at the international, federal, and state provincial levels to make positive change and protect the profession. This includes licensing, payer issues, hearing aid rules, participation, and more. In 2023, this included hearing aid specialists to state bills codifying new prescription hearing aid language, protecting the right to practice in states like West Virginia, and clarifying the scope of practice in states like Wisconsin. IHS members receive timely information about industry trends and the latest news and technology updates, so they can take the lead in the field and patient care delivery. Broaden consumer awareness about hearing loss and proper treatment on the IHS website and in our social media posts. Driving leads to your business through our online find a provider search tool. Sharing important news and offering continuing education through publications like the Hearing Professional magazine, Soundboard, e-newsletter. Grow your business grow. So growing your hearing healthcare practice and reduce risk by accessing exclusive IHS member resources like compliance plan development. Anybody that is involved in accepting insurance, whether it's managed care, whether it's commercial insurance, because the state of Washington has the new program to allow, what is it, I think $5,000 for the purchase of hearing aids. Understanding your compliance guidelines is critical, because the quickest way in the world to get yourself upside down, if you're not in compliance and there's an audit, it can be very bad. So the hearing healthcare professional compliance and managed care articles, marketing and business intelligence tools, and the new managed care guide. There's a deep discount for IHS members. This is amazing. I actually have 2 of these. So one for myself and one for our billing people that deal with the insurance billing, to make sure that we are, one, doing in compliance, we're writing our reports correctly, we're documenting exactly why it's medically necessary and so forth. It really takes you through step by step on how to do all of that. Networking, so connect with your peers in person, virtually, or through the new IHS 360 app. Learn, grow, and advocate with your peers. Build your professional network and connect directly to fellow members. Join an interest community and share best practices, or connect with a local chapter. Register for and engage in IHS events. access your member account and information, which will allow you to be able to update your, or to pay your renewals and so forth. So take advantage of the lead generation through the IHS Consumer Awareness Campaign. Stay connected with life. Online provider locator, press releases increasing consumer awareness of hearing healthcare and hearing care providers. Social media campaign on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Okay. Take it away again. So in professional development, the 2024 key objectives are unlimited free CEs for members beginning 1/1/24. Some of the concerns that I've heard in some areas were, that's where our conference brings in attendees to be able to get their CEs. Well, most states, I'm not sure how Washington or Oregon is structured this way, you can only get a certain number of CEs through webinars or recorded type events. So it's still an excellent way for somebody that needs to get 1 or 2 additional CEs to be able to fulfill their requirements so they keep their license up to date. So there are new learning management system, new train the trainer webinar series, which is hugely beneficial. In California, they just passed a regulation requiring trainers to be certified and or have gone through a course to train trainees. Even though there was nothing in existence at the time, the board basically said, well, if we make it a requirement, somebody will create it. And just so happened that we were in the process, IHS in the process of doing just that. So it's a new train the trainer webinar series. So anybody that employs or manages people, I think it's an excellent thing for you to go through and learn, because you might pick up techniques and things to be able to communicate to your employees or colleagues, excellent ways to be able to learn. So a new advanced hearing aid professional program. So just what we're talking about, the enhanced resources for trainers. So we have IHS clinical practice guides, policy statements, webinars for clinical and business skills, interactive exercises for apprentices and trainers. Get the key and explanation. Get great questions to build and designed to build knowledge and confidence before licensing exam. I know with all the people that I'm an examiner for the state licensing board, and the nervousness of people going to these exams is insane. So anything we can do to try to help get them prepared to know the knowledge and not be stressed about the process. Okay. So we currently now have the ILE test prep. It's the official tool. It's the first and only official prep tool available for the international license exam. Caitlin, up in Oregon or the other Idaho, do they require the ILE in any of those states?
I am not certain on that.
Okay, all right. I'll look into that.
It's outside my knowledge part.
Okay.
In Oregon, yes.
Oregon, yes. Okay. So especially the Oregonians, this is really a useful tool, because getting through the ILE, I'm on the board. I'm the board liaison for the ILE committee, and I got to say, the ILE it's in depth. I was really impressed at how deep it goes into the profession. I mean, it's equivalent to, in my opinion, more of almost an associate's level knowledge base. So it's very, very involved. So having the ability to prepare and to take a prep test or the preparation for the exam would be hugely beneficial for your members. So tinnitus care provider certification program, a competitive advantage, becoming proficient in tinnitus management skills that you can help more people live fuller lives. This service has been well received and has welcomed both new and familiar faces. So the key benefits is approved for 16 hours continuing education. It's approved by AAA for their Tier 1 Academy CEUs, a maximum of 1.6, accredited by the Institute for Credentialing Excellence, ICE, and resources to market yourself as a tinnitus care provider, provided you can do it in your state. I realize in Oregon, there's some limitations to be able to do this, but that's something that's being worked on as well. But being prepared on how to deal with tinnitus is really, really beneficial. Whether you advertise it, whether you do it, understanding how tinnitus affects our patients, as we all know, a good vast majority of hearing aid wearers have tinnitus as well. So the Advanced Hearing Aid Professional, AHAP. This is replacing the ACA program. and it's going to be a lot more in-depth and involved. I'm looking forward to seeing the credentialing or the information coming out so that I can go through the course myself. I have my ACA, but this is something that I think would be any kind of credentialing we can get, the letters behind our name would make a huge, it helps us in our profession, no question, in our career. Okay. So our practice management focus, our key objectives this year are improve access to compliance and best practice resources. New managed care guide offers a comprehensive participation information. Growing business resources for all members, including billing specialists. Valuable member resources, IHS Compliance Plan Development Guide, IHS Managed Care Guide, and affordable healthcare options through partner programs. Okay. The Managed Care Guide will help decipher managed care, a comprehensive expertise from credentialing to appeals, billing to compliance, plus essential forms, all covered in detail. Tailored insights are suitable for all stages of expertise, providing crucial guidance for beginners and experts alike. Available in both print and digital formats. Confident navigation strikes the perfect balance between patients' benefits and practice profitability with expert insights at your fingertips. I got to tell you, when the first time I got this, I was really shocked at how much we're not doing. And I thought we were pretty good at this. I've been doing this for about 16, 17 years. I thought I understood the process. I really did not. So this is, if you're involved in billing insurance, I highly recommend you get this. It certainly can save your keister. So a step-by-step online for developing a compliance plan. It increases your effectiveness with tips and a simple plan for your reference. Protect your business by establishing a uniform process and procedures for your staff and business associates. Prevent and detect unethical or illegal conduct. Minimize the risk for your organization and staff. Okay. So in our advocacy and government affairs, our key objectives this year are focus on Veterans Affairs, a VA contract network, continue to work with states seeking to codify OTC prescription language, promote and elevate the profession through opportunities with coalition partnerships, International Organization for Standardization, ISO, national academies, U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, VA, and more. So sign up for your legislative alerts to be able to keep up to date with what's going on, especially things that may affect you locally. Okay. A new issue alert. I don't know if people have run into this yet, but the Blue Cross Blue Shield federal employee program. A couple of years back now, I believe, there was a huge hullabaloo with a company called Eargo that was advertising big time, basically free hearing aids for federal employees, and they were billing the federal government for these services, even though they were technically an over-the-counter type of a device. Complete in violation, and caused a huge they had a criminal investigation against them. They chose not to criminally charge them, but there was some really significant penalties and fines, and they had to repay all the money. Their stock has currently been delisted and was purchased by another organization. So that was the impetus behind why the Fed said we need to make sure that we're not having OTC sneak into the equation. So there's a new process. Originally, when this first came out, hearing aid dispensers or hearing aid specialists were not allowed to directly refer or to directly prescribe. They had to have a prescription from a medical doctor or an audiologist. So our folks stepped up to the plate. So there's a recorded webinar over this and kind of explaining the details. But Samantha Sikorsky and a few others we jumped on top of this real quickly and got them to agree that was not their intent to preclude us. They just didn't understand the process. Because as far as an insurance company goes, they don't know the difference between an audiologist and a hearing instrument specialist or hearing aid specialist. So that's been changed since then, and allowing for us to be able to request that in advance. So if you've not done a pre-authorization, I highly recommend you go to the recorded seminar and really watch on how it's done. It's a fairly straightforward process. There's some verbiage in there that doesn't make sense. For example, they say you have to have a minimum of 40 dB hearing loss to qualify. What does that mean? They don't know either. So they'll do it on a case by case basis. So I still think that 26 dB PTA is going to be most likely the standard, which most insurance companies still hold that. So Medicare political status, Medicare expansion efforts. In 2022 Democratic White House and Congress, an amendment was introduced in the Senate to expand Medicare access, including dental, vision, hearing, and it was defeated 3-97. 2023 Republican House and Democratic Senate, the Medicare expansion for hearing care was top priority for some members of Congress. IHS has been advocating for 3 years for appropriate and fair policies for this issue as it advances. So make sure that hearing instrument specialists or hearing instrument dispensers are able to be Medicare providers, providing it actually happens. So this year, there's a limited bipartisan opportunities with the split control of Congress has left the appetite for Medicare expansion. There's very little appetite. Republicans control the House 220 to 213, 2 current vacancies. Democratic controls Senate 51-49. Senate Independent Caucus with Democrats, 1 VP Harris, and as Democrat has a tie-breaking vote in the Senate. So at this point, especially with a presidential election coming up, there's not much appetite to really deal with this. They have bigger irons in the fire. On OTC regulations, the FDA final rules went into effect October 17th of 2022. Established a regulatory category for OTC hearing aids. A license is not required to sell OTC. Allows direct retail purchases if OTC by consumers 18 or older with perceived mild to moderate hearing losses. States may not enact restrictions to require special licensing. Of the people I've talked to across the country, not seeing much of an issue with OTC causing any issues or ripples within our profession. If anything, it's actually helped. My business grew about 15% last year, specifically from people that had come in that had tried OTC and did not work. Let's keep going. So accomplishments. Following the release of the FDA OTC prescription hearing aid rule, IHS worked diligently along chapters, members, and chapter leaders and representatives to codify these changes through legislative proposals or regulatory guidance, including 14 states passed regulations to secure this language. 5 states issued regulatory guidance to make sure that the prescriptive part of this did not require prescriptive authority through like an MD. VA hiring status. Accomplishments. So 2016 public law contained the Veterans Hearing Aid Access and Assistance Act, authorizing the VA to hire hearing aid specialists, encouraging the use of hearing aid specialists in the contract work. 2020 public law included IHS bill language directing the VA to hire hearing aid specialists at 170 medical centers. And we're currently tracking the progress of this. And Sandy, if I remember right, there's 1 or 2 people from your program that the VA has either hired or is looking to hire. Congressional Veterans Affairs leaders who champion IHS hiring efforts. Chair and ranking members of the House and Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs requested feedback on hiring qualifications in the process. The VA submitted another report to Congress stating that 12 hearing aid specialists had been hired by the VA. I gotta move this again. And they were demonstrating value to the agency. In 2024, IHS will continue to advocate efforts with our congressional champions on both the House and Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs to maintain dialogue around the qualifications for hiring hearing aid specialists as part of the Fit to Serve initiative. As a result of our successful efforts for hearing aid specialists to be on board the VA facilities, IHS is set to increase advocacy activities in 2024, centered around the inclusion of hearing aid specialists in the VA community care network. So some examples of our work are, as you see, Nebraska collaborating with a chapter as they submitted legislative application to update their statute to clarify that cerumen management, tinnitus management, and tympanometry are within their scope of practice, includes training requirements. South Carolina, staff have been working with the South Carolina chapter on a markup of an insurance coverage bill to include licensed hearing aid specialists. Currently, the bill requires insurance companies to cover hearing aids prescribed by licensed audiologists. West Virginia, IHS and the chapter successfully defended the profession from harmful regulatory proposal that would have limited hearing aid specialists' scope of practice in the state. Additionally, a chapter member has secured a seat at the table for any future conversations and is now viewed as a resource by the state licensing board with the West Virginia Hearing Aid Society. Wisconsin, this is a huge win. SB 419 clarified that cerumen management is within the scope of practice of hearing aid specialists and set forth training requirements. The Governor Evers signed the bill into law on December 6, 2023. So our 2024 state outlook, IHS is working with chapter leaders to advance the language in 2024 to update statutes or regulations to align with the FDA final ruling on OTC and prescription hearing aids. As we expect, more states will seek to codify these changes within their scope of practice in 2024 and beyond. Advocacy and engagement on legislative issues in states that are harmful to entry into the profession and attack dispensers' ability to practice within their scope. Continue to collaborate with state oversight boards. Without an active IHS chapter, with recommended language that has been codified around the country, government affairs staff will continue to assist chapters with updating statutes. For example, what's going on in Oregon with tinnitus management. That's something we're on top of and trying to get ahead of the program here. So international advocacy. In 2020, International Organization for Standardization, ISO, released its hearing aid fitting management standard. IHS representation on the work group ensured that the standard reflected the role of hearing aid specialists in U.S. practice. ISO is developing a telehealth standard with IHS representation. IHS is on the Acoustical Society of America's work group to update the ANSI S3.22 specification for hearing aid characteristics and the new standard regarding OTC hearing aids. Recently, IHS representatives on the work group submitted a comment to include FDA OTC prescription hearing aid language into the latest telehearing aid fitting management documentation. Okay. Well, that's sort of the update we have from IHS. Any questions I can answer?
Yeah, I got one, Toby. With
Yes.
the fit to serve, why only 12 hearing instrument specialists total? Is it because no one's applying, or is it because they're not hiring them?
Well, it's a good question. There's people that are hired. There are absolutely people applying for the jobs, but in some cases they're just slow rolling the process. But we're keeping the pressure on the congressional representatives that are our advocates on this to really put their boot down on the VA to get them hired down. There are openings in many states. California is one of them, Washington State. So there's a lot of opportunities. We'll see how it goes. They're a little bit slow at hiring people to begin with. So that's the best answer to your question. I think it's a little bit of both.
You mentioned Washington State having 2 people hired. I know that the one person they hired, she is a hearing aid specialist, but she's not dispensing hearing aids. She
Correct.
is doing inventory control.
Right.
So
Time will tell. I mean, that's all. I mean, get the foot in the door, and then we can grow it from there. It's foolish. I mean, they can't hire enough people to dispense hearing aids as it is. So it's going to get to a point where they're going to have no choice. They're going to have to move forward with it. But if we can get them at least employed there, that's the first step.
Anyone else have any questions for Toby? There's a lot of good information.
Well, good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know it's a little bit dry, and I don't know how to make it more fun from dealing with a PowerPoint presentation. It's never been my favorite method of talking to people, but hey, it gets the information out there. So definitely, I want to just reiterate, please, if you haven't already contributed please do so to the capital campaign. It's really something special to be able to show up and see your name immortalized. I don't know if you've been in hospitals where you see the wall with all the donors that donated to that wing. It's really it's a neat thing. It lasts forever. At least in our lifetime. We're not going to build a new building in the next 50 years. So. All right.
No,
Well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or anything I can do to help you. That's what we're here for. We're on the board of governors. We really want to be involved with the individual members as well as the leadership of the associations. But if you have anything at all, feel free to reach out to me.
No, your email is not a secret. So.
Nope.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Toby.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon.
All the
We'll see you guys we'll see you in August.
August.
You
All right.
bet.
Bye.